want to share with you a little bit my own journey since Noora left. Maybe some of you don't know her. This beautiful woman, I was together with her for 32 years, and in May, very suddenly she fell sick and passed away a few days later. So it was a very sudden thing, and we've been basically living a very beautiful life together, traveling around the world, doing courses and sharing everything, every moment. So this whole place is also Noora. And of course for me it's a completely new life. And in that journey, many things have fallen off. I've been teaching for more than 30 years, and more and more many different moments of consciousness opening beyond the little me into different experiences, and in a way Noora's passing was, I could call it like fierce grace. It was really like pushing me straight into that which is probably the worst thing I could imagine. It would be much easier if I would have died. And at the same time, many insights, many revelations came in that journey, like being forced into revelations. And somehow that has translated into, since Noora left, I've been in Europe and had many courses, and in Asia, and I had many courses, and everything went a lot deeper for everyone. Because for me personally, anything unessential has fallen away. Not anything. There's still a few unessential things happening, but mostly. And sorry. So, what's the journey? And my guess is it's everybody's journey, but we of course postpone it or comfort ourselves or try to, bypass many essential things. My journey in the hospital with Noora was the journey between hope that she will get healthy and fear that she will not come back, or that she will be permanently brain damaged or something. So if we translate that into our life, I don't know, you have to look into your own life. What I noticed, even though something in me had realized something deeper than that before, but a lot of our thoughts and actions, you have to check that for yourself, are fueled or are kind of determined by fear. Now, who or what is afraid? It is always the little me. That idea that I, as a me, need to survive. And we unconsciously derive a sense of self from many things, from our relationship. For me, even though we talked about it, that of course, everything ends, everything that comes will go, and one of us eventually will go earlier, but I didn't expect, of course, it will be so fast. So a lot of identification was for me with Nura. It's like, there was one name, no? Rahasya Nura, just was one thing. So suddenly half of it is missing. So this half that's missing is not me, but it had taken the place of me. And that's why it's so freaky when this me suddenly disappears. And it doesn't matter how it disappears for you. Maybe you lose money, or maybe your lover leaves you, or maybe your job ends, or maybe, whatever. Something that has come that the little me has identified with is going. And it happens all the time. And our compulsive need to survive as a me will do everything possible to preserve that me, even though we actually know that this is not the truth. This is not who we are. Well, I don't know, maybe you think this is who you are. It's definitely not who you are, because when it is gone, let's say you lose all your money, you're still here. So your money cannot be who you are. If your relationship, even if your deepest love is gone, I'm still here, even though something has died that was identified or is still to a certain degree. I still get sad when I talk about Nura. That me always wants to survive and tells itself the right stories to keep itself intact. And I've been investigating very strongly, sitting, it was for the first time since many, many years that I had just time to sit, because there was nothing to do. Nura was on the machine, she was in the coma, and I couldn't talk to her. I mean, I did talk to her, but otherwise I was just there. And the story that my mind created was always story either hope or fear. And then, but within that story would have been so painful if I would have followed it. I just couldn't follow it. I needed to kind of die into the abyss between hope and fear. And strangely enough, that's why I call it fierce grace, strangely enough, in that abyss, of course there's no me, but at the core of this abyss is always peace. No matter how painful the reality of this moment is, here's my love of my life going, and how can I be at peace? It was interesting because people's opinions and questions and concerns, I had many friends coming for a visit or writing, and many questions. Well, how are you? I hope you're okay. And I always had to say, yes, I'm okay. It doesn't mean I'm not sad. It doesn't mean I'm not missing her, but I'm okay. But this I that is okay is not the personality that is identified with this relationship. It is something much deeper than that. It is something that is totally untouched by any event of life. I was aware of that before, but it has deepened a lot, and this is something that is not discovered in the realm of becoming. This is why I would say, for me, most unessential things have fallen off. And what are unessential things? Almost everything. On the worldly plane, all all your stories of struggle with what is are completely unessential. All. Your ego may have a good argument, yes, but this shouldn't be the way it is. Well, it is, isn't it? Everything it is as it is. I could go into many stories why she shouldn't have died, but what is the fact? What is the reality? So, what is unessential is our interpreting mind about any experience. And that's big, isn't it? Because every experience is interpreted to serve our ego structure.